Guys, it's time for me to do my Baker Creek catalog review, which I spent $48.50 on. So let's go ahead and let's get into that. So, as we've already heard in the intro, I spent $48.50. Last year I spent $41, which mainly came from this catalog here. This was their 25th anniversary catalog. So some of the things that I ordered this year was not in this year's catalog, but I did remember them from the year before and I wanted to try those. Particularly these tomatoes. I was really in the mood this year to try some new tomato varieties. So before we move forward, I want to recap some of my favorites from last year. And here's a quick overview. Now, my favorite was this one right here. I still have probably 2, maybe possibly 3 bags of this processed and frozen zucchini that I add to eggs and chilies and soups and stir fries. This was fantastic. Sweet eggplant. These were gorgeous givers. These were nice and sweet. These I didn't do a video on. Everything else I'm talking about I did a video on. I need to do one of these. Enjoyed these as well. These were really fun to grow. So basically everything that I covered except for these is already a full and complete video on the channel on every single one of these. Now, I did order these 2 again this year. When I order things, I ask my mom, do you want anything? These are the things that she wanted. Some of them are perennial. Some of them take 2 years for them to come up. So we're not really going to touch on these because some of them were successful. Some of them might be next year. We'll just have to see. But this is her thing. But that is accounted for in the $48.50. In this year's catalog is the bok choy right here. Okay, this cute little guy right here. Couple quick points on that. It was easy, spring or fall, and it was a quick crop. Full video on this, and I did these in Dollar Tree stackable containers, both seasons. Here is the Brush Strokes Viola. So beautiful, you guys. Not all of them are unique. Some of them are very uniform, not very hot weather tolerant, and fun to cook and decorate with. Now, if you look at the packet itself, it looks like what you're gonna get. Everything should have that brush stroke look. Yeah, that's not the case. I'll show you a few pics to where they look very uniform. These ones seem to come in real quick and then leave real quick. But I am saving my seeds on here. I'm going to do a full and complete video on this. Now we're looking at black strawberry. You do get 2 different sizes. That was kind of a surprise, a good surprise. They're super juicy. They have thin walls. If you look at this picture, I mean, they have a real rustic kind of look to them. But when you look here at their packet, you're really not seeing that. What you're seeing is really what I got all season long, which are these. Here we've got the 3 bigger sizes. Here's the small size. I really didn't get any flakes of this green or this yellow, and I'm talking for the whole entire season. I only grew one plant. There were 3 stems, but no, I did not get this kind of color. So that's kind of why I wanted to buy it. Plus it says that it is sugar sweet taste. There's a sweeter one here that we'll talk about. Right, I also tried a Paul Robeson, which is right here. And here's one of them. Got lots of cracking. Sometimes that's just the weather though, people. Okay, so this is sweet and smoky, and to me it was a lot like a black creme. So really, if you're already growing a black creme, you're probably pretty set, because both this and black cremes are both Russian heirlooms. We're looking at the blue cream berries. Okay, and here's the packet for that. They actually come out looking a little bit greener. They really don't have that yellowy look to them. So I can say that this particular tomato was actually the most prolific. Came first, of course, because it was the smallest of anything that I grew. I did not find this to be super sweet, as they say. I think this would be extremely kid-friendly. Kids who want to do all that little picking. It is hard to tell when they're ripe, because no, they don't really get that yellowy color. They still have that creamy green. These were probably my least favorite this year. That is it for this catalog. I still have a few. I have 3 more that they didn't even put in here. It's actually in the 25th anniversary edition. It is Thornburns Terracotta Heirloom. They are a very sweet slicer. They're not huge slicers, but they are super sweet. They have that orangey color to them. I mean, hence the name terracotta. But that orangey color also comes surprisingly with a good red tomato flavor. They are strong at first, and then they kind of back off in the season. I think this was my favorite big new variety that I tried this year. All right, you guys, Berkeley tie-dye. So this was the biggest slicer that I grew this year. I would also say in comparison with the Giant Belgium as well, but I've grown Giant Belgiums for years. But out of the new variety, this was the biggest slicer that I had, and I had a pretty good amount of them. You have 3 colors on this actual tomato. This one really has more too. You can see a little bit of undertone of yellow. So when you have those 3 different colors, you actually have 3 different flavors in one tomato. Please disregard these little black marks. Please disregard that. That's not normal throughout the whole season. Here is the last new tomato variety that I grew this year, and that is Prairie Fire. And here is the packet, and if you can see how beautifully that is colored, this actually is a true reflection of what you're going to get, unlike that black strawberry that we talked about earlier. Now, I don't have any ripe at the moment, but this is it in its green stage. So you can see what's going to be red, and you can see what's going to be that gorgeous yellow. Also also want you to see how big that is in the hand. You don't really think that that is going to be that big when you're looking at this picture, because really it just looks like an oblong or a grape sized tomato, but no, that's a pretty good sized tomato, you guys. Okay, so this one is the sweetest tomato I think I've ever tasted. I was shocked and I was craving them. They're fantastic. Back to these tomatoes. Okay, the blue cream berry. This is something that had gotten me and it held my attention for the year. And remember, this is in the 25th anniversary catalog, where this says sugary, sweet, tropical fruit flavored berries. No, that's not what I taste at all. And when you read the description in this one, they're not mentioning that either. So, you know what? Everyone has different taste buds, but I'm telling you, I tried real hard every time I tried one of these to see if I could detect a fruit flavored berry or even anything tropical, even like a blended tropical something. I really couldn't taste that. So the other thing that I was looking at and I did not order was this one here. If anyone has ordered or tried this one, please let me know. This one is supposed to be sweet pineapple flavor. So if you could leave a comment below if you feel like that is true to taste, please let me know. I wanted to include this. Guys, I found a pack from 2010 of Baker Creek, and look at how well they have really upped their game in what, 12, 13 years? Excellent. This is so beautiful. I'm so glad they don't sell them like this anymore. So you guys, I am going to cut these in half. I'm gonna salt them to get them that nice briny taste. And then I'm gonna put these over some of those Gordon Ramsay scrambled eggs with butter in them. So I have the fat and the protein because I'm getting ready to go on a 36-hour fast. But I mean, they're edible. I'm definitely eating them. I'm not wasting them. I don't really feel the overwhelming need to grow these again. You might like them. I wasn't really too impressed with them. Okay, I am also, for lunch, I'm gonna go ahead and slice this one up and make myself a turkey and tomato bagel sandwich. And this one here, I could probably do the same thing with as well, just to kind of clean the refrigerator out. And these ones, I just might eat these plain. You have this beautiful little star pattern on the top. Of course, the core is no problem. They're good. I don't think they're sugary sweet, but they're good. Guys, this is my YouTube and seed saving area. This is what's dry at the moment. And these are all 6 of those Baker Creek tomatoes that I tried. So I'm gonna do a separate video on actual seed saving. I did try an additional one this year, which was Pink Delicious. Just got out of farmer's market, took the seeds myself. So I do like them enough to save all of them. I really do think that this blue cream berry would be something that I might want to give away, like in Christmas cards for people who have kids, because they are very prolific and kids like to touch everything. So you kind of have to feel and see if you have a cush to even know if these are ripe, looking at the tomato downward, because it stays a dark shoulder. So when you're looking at the tomato this way, you cannot tell if it's ripe or not unless you can see the bottom of it, or if you cush it in and you know that it's ripe. So these would be a really good one to sort of entertain some kids with. Okay, this one is yours out in the garden. See, this one looks like it's had a little bit of color change, but you know, this is the perfect height so kids can get under there and see. I'm not bending down to check the bottom of this. You have to kind of go and touch all of them. So as an adult, I really didn't enjoy that. I should say, with an adult who has had hip surgery, I did not enjoy that. However, I think that you should always be saving your seeds, especially on heirlooms, and sharing them and encouraging others to garden. All right, I have my tomatoes blended and salted and ready for those eggs. Just decided to put them both in here. That's a pretty good amount there. That is the Paul Robeson. Is that not gorgeous? You can see how it even has a smoky look along with a smoky taste to it. There's that Berkeley tie-dye green. You can see how pretty that is. Got some red in the middle. Was also in the core here. And there's the top. Already got that on a nice little bagel sandwich. I should also tell you that this was probably one of the smaller ones. I had some humongous ones in my hand in the early season. They're fantastic. Look at how thick that is. I think I can get another huge slice off of this. Yep, I definitely can. The black strawberry right here, you can see how thin-walled that is. And you can see, yeah, that black just really stays on the skin. It doesn't really sink into the flesh. This is a bigger one. I just see a couple of them here. And here is up close the blue cream berry. Very delicious. Again, I don't think it's sweet. I don't think it's tropical tasting. But look at that. Oh, that's a good amount here on this plate. Okay, so last year, this was the absolute best thing that I grew. Oh my God. Loved it. Loved it. Can't wait to grow it again. All of these I'm going to grow again for sure that I got from Baker Creek last year. Out of Baker Creek order this year, my favorite thing from them has got to be these two because they're both super sweet. And just because they're different sizes, this is the sweetest. Prairie Fire for sure is the sweetest. And here it is. I didn't cut this up because it's just not ready. I can put it here so you can kind of get an idea of scale as to how big that Prairie Fire is going to be. But these were my two favorite things from Baker Creek this year. These ones I think are like a beautiful showstopper, a conversation piece, something to kind of, show off and look what I grew. I don't think it is better tasting than Thornburn Terracotta or this Paul Robeson or a Black Creme. You guys, what is the best thing that I grew this year? This was the best thing I grew last year. Surprisingly, it is not within Baker Creek. I was pretty astonished. The best thing that did the best for me, that gave me the most color, that was just bodacious, were these marigolds from the dollar store. And I'm gonna take you out so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, you guys, it is the next morning. Here is one of my marigolds right next to all 6 of those new Baker Creek tomatoes, along with more marigolds. I bought one of those packets from the Dollar General. More marigolds. More marigolds. They are humongous. Look at the scope of that next to the steps. And more marigolds. I had to cut this because I had a cucumber growing up the actual step fencing. Mind the hose. And look how huge this one is. I also cut on this because this was encroaching into this tomato. Here are the blue cream berries, and you can see just how prolific that they are. This was Thornburn Terracotta. These are the prairie fire. Very distinctive shape. Got a few more I'm gonna pick, and you better believe I'm gonna pick every single thing out here. This was the Paul Robeson, and this was the black strawberry, and you can see this stem here is done. This is the Berkeley tie-dye. This was the last one to come in. Apparently it's going to be the last one to go out. Hey guys, I want to thank you so much for spending your time with me watching this video, and I hope that you have a fantastic day. I'm gonna pick some of these Jimmy Nardellos now. Thank you so much for watching, and I invite you again to subscribe, as I have been gardening for over 40 years and have a lot to teach, show, grow, review, experiment with, and my favorite, a specific variety everything deep dive. So let's try new things together, mix it up, and have a glorious day.